forgiveness of sins. In much of the New Testament, when it talks about sins, it talks about the misdeeds that create a barrier between us and God and a barrier between us and our neighbor. But in the Gospel of John, there's sort of a different way of looking at what sin is. And sin is not so much our behaviors that get us in trouble, as it is what causes us to live in less than a full relationship with God. And that sin is, in John, really not believing that what Jesus says is true. Not believing what he shows us about the Father. Not believing what he shows us about forgiveness, about who we are. So, in John, the way that sin is dealt with is to get rid of the barriers of mistruths about God. So, Jesus comes to show us who God is. No one has seen the Father, it says, except the one who was with him, the Son. So, Jesus comes to reveal to us the Father. To a world who was afraid of an angry God, Jesus came to reveal a loving Father. If that's been the way that you've related to God, is that you've been frightened of an angry God, that's a wonderful gift to receive at Christmas, is the gift to know that the Father, and like I say regularly, I always thought that Jesus was the nice one who came to protect me from the mean one in heaven. And I don't think we all screw up that way as kids. But what Jesus says is that he's not the opposite. He's not the nice one to protect us from the angry one in heaven. But Jesus is the one who says, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. You want to know what he's like? He's like me. He gives himself away. He's loving. He's forgiving. He's graceful. So the way that sin is dealt with in John is that we get to know who the Father is. Jesus says, this is eternal life, that you know the Father and you know me. So as we believe in Jesus, as we receive what he comes to show us about the Father, then we receive that gift of the Father, the gift of knowing he is good. So the second gift I invite you to open is that gift of a loving Father, and pray that you would experience his love afresh today.